The Admiral Broadway Revue, brought to you by your Admiral dealer, the man to see for Admiral dual-temp refrigerators, Admiral electric ranges, Admiral radios, phonographs, and magic mirror television. It's the Admiral Broadway Revue. That's news. Starring Sid Caesar, with Mary McCarty, Imogene Coca, Marge and Gar Champion, Bobby Van, Roy Atwell, James Starbuck, Ronnie Cunningham, Tom Avera, Judson Lair, Kenneth Ramo, Boris Runanin, George Reish, Barbara Cole. Produced and directed by Max Liebman. So, ring up the curtain.
The top of the evening to you. It's time for your Admiral Revue. To make each Friday sweeter than a honeycomb, we try to bring Broadway right into your home. The top entertainment for you. A topical musical that's new. But just before we clear the floor and ring up the curtain, we like to be certain you know where to shop. An Admiral is wonderful, the cost is low, but the quality's always the top. The kind of magic radio phonograph, the modern Admiral electric range. Go out and treat your suite to a dual-temp refrigerator. You'll get a kiss in exchange. The top of the evening to you. And now it's time to present the first scene. So keep your eye on your Admiral screen.
The Admiral Broadway Revue, this week with a happy blend of song, dance, and comedy, brings you some events of the day in a new review. That's news.
In New York on any night, you can treat yourself to a very curious sight. You'll see a lot of people who are dashing by, stop before an electric sign with great big words that twinkle and shine, reading the news as it goes flashing by. They stand on 42nd and Broadway and read tomorrow's headlines today.
And this is what the headlines say.
Congressman assures the nation all will be done to ward off inflation blue.
That's new.
No Rex, California winter. Truman apes Calton born in his interview.
That's new. Extra, extra, here's the latest flash. Extra, extra, here's the greatest flash. Extra, extra.
This'll crush you. Winchell settles down in Russia.
News from Denmark, France, Samoa, some of it good and some makes you blow a fuse. That's news. Extra, large the final news.
Senator, you've been in Washington since 1902. Tell me, do you think the White House should be painted blue?
Well, young man, depends on our relations with Peru.
That's news, the very latest news.
Professor, as the Dean of English Diction, you should know, is the speech of the New Yorker good or bad or just so-so?
Well, I ain't saying yes, and I ain't saying no.
That's news, the very latest news.
Ah, Miss Joan LaRue, your latest movie was divine. Now that you're in town, where do you stay? Where do you dine?
Lackawanna 70569.
That's news, the very latest news.
It's plain to see this couple is a brand new bride and groom. You've seen the famous sights like Radio City, I presume.
Why, certainly. In fact, I met my husband in Grant's tomb.
That's news, the very latest news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you Non-Entities in the News, a new and daring television feature, a stock documentary of life in America today, on land, on sea, and in the air, a panorama of the faces and voices of the most unimportant people of our time. In the wilds of northern Nebraska, the biggest moose ever shot down by man was shot down by a woman. Mrs. Gertrude Brigham Back Dead Biddlehop has bagged the biggest moose in history. And now, we're going to have an interview with this daring, dauntless huntress. And, well, here she is. Why, Mrs. Biddlehop, what a moose.
Oh, where is it? Where is it?
Where's what?
The mouse.
No, I said moose.
Oh, moose. Oh,
Yeah.
He's rather attractive, isn't he?
Well, I understand you bagged him. Oh, yes, what's his name?
Oh,
He
just
doesn't-
attractive.
Just attractive, oh, yes. I understand you bagged him all by yourself, and I want you to tell us all about it.
Well, it is a rather interesting story. Do you mind holding him terribly?
Of course not.
One morning, I got up quite early. I went out to the river, got into my canoe, and started to paddle. Moon, dear, how... Then I saw him naturally, standing on top of a hill. So I got out of the canoe and started crawling up the hill, very slowly, inch by inch, inch by inch. Finally, I reached the top. There he was, not 20 yards away. So I reached for my gun. Then I realized something was wrong. I didn't have my gun. So I got down the hill, got into my canoe, and paddled away. Moon, dear, ha-ho. I got to my cabin, I got my gun, turned my canoe around. Moon, dear, ha-ho, dear. There he was, standing up on top of the hill. He hadn't moved a bloody muscle. So I started crawling up the hill, inch by inch, inch by inch. Finally, I reached the top. There we were, face to face. The chase was on. I started running, naturally. Then I decided this wasn't sportsmanship, so I turned around, took careful aim, and bagged him.
And now that it's all over, Mrs. Biddlehop, how do you feel about it now?
Well, I feel this way. It was either him or me. The woods certainly wasn't big enough for both of us.
Could you give us a demonstration of your marksmanship?
I'd adore to.
Fine.
In marksmanship, you must be very careful to have a very good stance. Take careful aim at the animal and squeeze the trigger slowly. There you are.
Thank you, Imogene Coca. One of the most original contests of all time was held at the county fair in Low Barometer, Maine. 40 men and women competed in this unique race to see who could freeze the most homemade ice cream in the shortest possible time. And now, we're going to meet the winner of this ice cream freezing contest, Mrs. Blue Blue. How do you feel?
Not so hot.
Could you perhaps give us some of the details of this fascinating contest?
I had to go where the temperature was the coldest, so I went down where the lake was frozen. I made an opening in the ice, and I stuck my freezer down in the ice there, and I had a little trouble with the milk. I had to chop it up before I mixed it in with the other things, but I made 60 gallons of ice cream in 20 minutes, so I won.
Well, how did some of the other contestants make out?
Mr. Labrador opened his mouth and talk, and the breath froze in his mouth. They've been trying to thaw him out ever since. And Mrs. Greenland gave me kind of an icy stare, but that's all.
Now, tell me this. What do you expect to do with the $5,000 prize you won?
Spend the rest of my life in hot springs.
Thank you for the icicle, Mary McCarthy. Now, Non-Entities in the News has a rare treat for you. An expedition to wildest Africa has found a boy living in the jungle who was raised by animals. This boy is here We want to ask him some questions. We want you to meet Gong Gong. Gong Gong, you have been in our American civilization for some time now. Tell us, what do you think of our civilized food?
Food? Food and my leg and a knife and a fork and a knife and a fork carry my eye. And then with the hand, take a piece of meat, left with an eye. That's no good.
Gong Gong, do you have any comments to make about our traffic system, our traffic?
Oh, can I put in a walk across the street and in an ooga, you're not knocking at anything, man. I banging the head, I can't see that. Even I would walk with him, I say, you're no good.
I'd like to know if you have any thoughts about our housing. Our housing.
House? Oh, house. House in a walk-in, you got like this, yeah, in a room like this, why you can stand there, nobody there. You get in a bed, no bed, you gotta stand up, sleep, you go down, no good.
Gong Gong, I have one more question for you. What do you think of our women?
Women?
Yeah. Thank you, Sid Caesar. Tune in again next week for more non-entities in the news. And now, Admiral's Broadway Revue takes great pleasure in presenting Bobby Van with his impression of a kid playing his favorite record on a jukebox.
gentlemen, classical ballet has become a very popular form of entertainment in this country, and we feel that the Admiral Broadway Revue would be incomplete without one. However, we have our own ideas on the subject, as you will see demonstrated by James Starbuck and Imogene Coca in the ballet entitled The Gazebo and the Nymph.
this way. The Tango Palace Dance Hall is only one flight up, where 100 beautiful hostesses are waiting to dance with you to the heavenly music of Melancholy Mo and his 10 dismal friends. Yes, sir, 100 beautiful girls. They do the rumba, the samba, the Virginia reel, the sailor's hornpipe, the best little dancing girls in all the world. One flight up, the Tango Palace Dance Hall. No cover, no minimum, only 10 cents a dance. Step right up, step this way. The Tango Palace Dance Hall is only one flight up. The best little dancing girls in all the world.
10 cents a dance, that's all that they pay me. The bums, they ought to pay me more. For one lousy dime, they get a contract to push me around the floor. For 10 cents, they dance on my bunions. A dime's worth of me they embrace. It's their privilege if they've eaten onions to breathe them in my face. They seem to forget that I am a lady. Why slug 'em when they try romance? I'll show you exactly what happens. Come on, big boy, it's 10 cents a dance. Hello, honey, how are you? You living? You look at your pinhead, you look great. Hello, kiddo, how are you? You got a ticket? Ooh, ain't you the jazzy one? Hey, big time. Don't you take the cigar out of your mouth when you're dancing with a lady? What are you smoking, old rehearsal clothes? No, honey, that ain't the floor that's rough. That's my feet you're dancing on. Yeah. Listen, if I did put them where they belong, you wouldn't be able to sit down for a week. Wait a minute. You get an encore. That's it. Next. Laughing and scratching, mostly scratching. Hello, honey, how are you? How did you get here, by cab or cage? You got a ticket? That's Peaches. Yeah, the music's pretty. Yeah, the ballroom's pretty, too. Yeah, I think I'm very pretty. Oh, hello, Macy. How are you? Hello, kid. What'd you say? Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh. She's always got a good word for everybody. What do you think I'm doing? I'm working the hard way. Shouldn't happen to a dog what's happening to me. A large dog. A small one could never take it. Huh? Yeah, I was here 5 years ago. Yeah. You got a memory like an elephant, ain't you? Ha! You got feet like one, too. What? You want a date after I get through working? Great, we'll go someplace and open up a gas jet. Wait a minute, you get an encore. That's it. Next. And that's how it goes, over and over. But fortune has thrown me a glance. Why, the union is raising our prices. Come on, big boy, it's 2 bits a dime.
I was pumping my gums at the Brooklyn Aldi with Ina Ray Hutton and her Flatbush 5 when I got a call got me going and coming. 36 hours a day I'm pushing this arm, working over a hot hunk of plumbing. Now I'm no longer slush ball fan in his for according to the maestro's plans, he changed my name to La Simone. La Simone and her happy trombone, they call me. There's also Madge and her magic tuba. Olive and her enchanted bassoon. And Pearl and her syncopated sack butts. We're all members of the hour of charm. Charm, they call it. 25 musically arrested girls. And men, do you know what? We've just thousands of men, but Mr. Spitali says, we must be vigilant, our answer must be nay. All I got from the hour of charm is a pain in the neck and a crick in the arm. I'll tell them they can lump it. I'm gonna get a trumpet, 'cause they can't be vigilant anymore.
To worried wives whose husbands go astray, and vice versa.
Why must I write columns on the properties of ice, compiling statistics, convincing all the mystics that science will keep things from getting worse? When I want to make love, I'm so full of data. I talk to my girl, and all that I can say to her is 5 times 5 is 25. Please believe it's true. Sun sets west by every test, and I'm in love with you. When you smile, it's summertime. Q comes after P. Boston's the capital of Massachusetts, and you're the girl for me. There are stacks and stacks of facts that I can prove by the almanacs.
For instance,
have eyes like April skies.
1 + 1 are 2. Proper bounces, world is round.
All that counts is you've been found. 16 ounces make a pound, and I love you. Today's column of scientific facts. The overall distance from the moon to the Earth is 216,420 miles. Figure figures show, in the spring, a young man's fancy lightly turns and turns and turns to thoughts of love. The longest suspension bridge in the world is known as the Golden Gate on the Pacific Ocean. Now, the Pacific Ocean is a large body of water. It is wet. 365 days equals 1 year. 366 days equals 1 leap year. Love is a 4-letter word. Birds fly, fish swim. June 21st is the longest day in the year. Birds fly, fish swim. June 21st is the longest day in the year.
These movies today, moving pictures, they're all the same. Show you what I mean, especially these airplane pictures. Look, you come into the theater, you sit down, and the first thing you hear is the music. Then way, way, way back in the screen, you see a little speck. It's an airplane, and it gets bigger and 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 bigger, and finally it swoops up. And on the bottom of the wings is the title, Wings Over Bommenschüssel. We fade into a scene in Colonel Brack's office. Well, Colonel Brack is making a speech to his men. Gentlemen, we are here to pick a volunteer for a one-man bombing of Bommenschüssel. Then we see camera close-ups of different faces. Grim. Determined, let me at him, I'll kill him, I'll murder him, I'll get him, revengeful. Nervous. The nervous woman just saw us out of a kid. He's a young fella just joined up. He's about 11 years old. He's a major. Finally, the whole thing is left up to the two aces of the squadron, Bill and Smiling Jim. But the colonel wishes them all good luck. Good luck, my boy. Good luck, my boy. Get up there, get up you go up and fight. I'll stay here. Good luck, my boy. Good luck, Major. You're a grand little boy. Now we see Bill and Smiling Jim in the locker room. Two handsome men. One with a mustache and one without a mustache. That's for the girls who like mustaches and the girls who don't like mustaches. Smiling Jim speaks first. I'll take up the plane, Bill. You marry Jane. Bill speaks. Nah, Jim, I'll take up the plane. You marry Jane. Jim goes, look, Bill, out the window. See out there, quick. It's better this way. Puts on his flying suit. Zip, puts on his parachute. Up there, upfield. Into his plane. Contact. Switch on. Turn her over. It's a very simple plane. Anybody can fly it. Roger, 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 Roger. Somebody tell me who is Roger. Taking off on runway number 4, clear the field, please. Wind information, wind northeast by southwest, southwest, crossing and downdraft on south side of the field, come across the altitude, I'm going straight ahead. Taking off now. Taking off. It's a heavy plane, you know. Now the scene switches back to Bill lying unconscious on the locker room floor. He gets up. What happened? What happened? He knows what happened. Runs up the control tower. Says the orderly. Where's Smiling Jim? Just took off from the plane, sir. We'll get me in contact with him right away. Yes, sir. Jim. Jim, you fool. Bring that plane in immediately, you hear me? Bring that plane in immediately, you fool, you! There's no propeller on it! Now the camera stays with Jim as he flies on to Bommenschissel. He's always looking down. Always looking down. Never looks up, because that's where the Germans are. Finally, we see the Germans, 5 of them. The German planes always look so horrible. Always black, the big swastika and the skull and the crossbones and the pilots. Always with the black mustache, the square goggles and the black helmets. They look so mean. But the Americans, nice, clean-cut fellas. Finally, the German squad leader looks down. He sees Smiling Jim. He says to his comrades, Achtung, Achtung, bleiben wir stehen für den Platz. Let's go for the Fuhrer. Smiling Jim looks up, sees the German planes coming down. He swoops his plane up. He's now smiling. Gets a position. Opens up. 2 German planes go down. But still the Germans come on. And the American. Jim gets a position again. Opens up. 2 more German planes go down. He's in trouble. Now there are only 2 planes left in the sky. The German and the American. Jim gets in position again. Opens up. Jim guns are jammed. Meanwhile, the German swoops around, gets it back at Jim, opens up. Jim's tail is gone. Again, the German comes in. Jim's right wing is gone. Again, the German comes in. Jim's left wing is gone. Now, with no tail. No right wing, no left wing, no machine guns. He heads straight for the German. Now Jim is alone in the sky. He looks down, he's over Bommenschissel, opens his bomb bays, looks into the bomb sight. There goes the factory. There goes the chemical works. There goes the ammunition dump. 5 o'clock, Jim goes home.
Penthouse murder! Extra, extra penthouse murder!
Another murder in a penthouse. Another tragic front page crime. Another killing. And just in time to make the 3rd edition. a picture of the husband. And this must be the lovely wife, and to complete the eternal triangle, the lover who paid with his life. Another killing in a penthouse, and when the tragic deed is done, another story, the page one.
Order in the court! Order in the court! The state versus John Doe. The charge, murder.
of the cast. I'd like to meet Miss Imogene Coca. Mary McCarty. Margin champion. Royal Atwell. And, well, we want to say one thing, that these things are, well, they just did. We feel warm, and we had a suggestion that we want to meet us. So here we are. So tune in again, stop, look, and listen to the Admiral Revue. Good night.
You. The clock tells us that we're nearly through. We hope we made a little bit of Broadway soon. Right over the footlights and into your room. Your Admiral dealer extends a fond invitation to his friends. Be back again next Friday when it's Admiral showtime. We'll whip up in no time a brand new review. Till then, goodbye, and your goodbye is Admiral. Oh, the top of the evening to you.
Be with us again, same time, same channel next Friday night, when your Admiral dealer, the man to see for dual-temp refrigerators, electric ranges, radios, record players, and magic mirror television, bring you another star-studded Admiral Broadway Revue. The Admiral Broadway Revue was written by Mel Tolkien, Lucille Callan, and Max Liebman. Choreography by James Starbuck. Settings by Frederick Fox. Costumes by Paul DuPont. Orchestra conducted by Charles Sanford. Orchestra arrangements by Don Walker. Vocal arrangements by Ray Carter. The Admiral Broadway Revue was produced and directed by Max Liebman.